Asahi was an ugly, bullied, starving African child who was cursed with the stone god's blessing to destroy the entire world, and killed his mother before coming out of her. Throughout the years, all the other children tried bullying him to death, and even his father isekai'd himself for giving life to a demon. But when the kids were about to murder him, the earth god's powers activated, killing the other children in that instant. All of the villagers thought he was a worthless monster, so he was exiled from the village and chained to a rock for the rest of his life. His only way of survival was to eat all the animal shit he could find. But one day, he saw the most beautiful girl in the world, and she was the first one in 3,000 years to give him any food. But as she began leaving, she told him to keep this their little secret, and Asahi couldn't hold back his tears, because this was the first time a person showed him any kindness since he was born. Throughout the following months, Kaori began learning how to make him anything he wanted to eat, and tried to become the only friend he's ever had. So in all of his life, she slowly became the one sliver of warmth he wanted to protect. As the years passed, his body finally began growing and overcoming the curse, but when a drought caused a massive famine in the village, all the elders thought he was sucking the life out of the soil, and they swore to kill him. However, Kaori guarded him, screaming that he wasn't a monster, but the demons inside of the elders came out, and they began beating Kaori along with him. Although Asahi tried to protect the only friend he's ever made, an ugly, disgusting witch came from the crowd and stabbed Kaori in the back, killing her in that instant. When he saw the lifeless body of the girl he loved, his body unleashed the stone god within him, and he broke the chains that held him all those years, before killing the disgusting witch with the same boulder they tied him up to. Before he knew it, the entire village had been wiped out, but none of it could bring back Kaori, and he regretted not telling her how much he loved her sooner. So he gave her the flower she grew on his arm, and the blood from all the dead villagers grew into a sea of red equinoxes. Their mystical powers copied his soul into a different body, and a mysterious hot goddess awakened his forbidden powers to destroy the entire world. 4 billion years into the future, he was reborn as an ugly, disgusting, pathetic, worthless loser, with a miserable life that was even worse than his previous one. Because although he had new parents, they began abusing him again, to the point where he killed both of them with his powers, and gambled all of their life savings away. The worst part of all, however, was that he never learned how to talk to a single girl in the world, just like all you disgusting loser incels watching the video right now.
Yo, that one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
Being too broke to afford a shower, his home smelled like an anime convention. But while he was cooking ramen to avoid starvation, a rift split through space-time, and from inside, the hottest goddess appeared before his virgin eyes, without any plot armor. But as his ramen bowl dropped, she transformed into her smaller form and began slurping on his noodle. When he asked her who the fuck she was, she told him that she was Dora, and used her forbidden sucking technique